Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back for another TerrafirmaGreg stream. Gonna jump right back into our world. I was doing some fun stuff earlier, messing around in creative. I was building some stuff that we're not going to be able to use for a very long time, but once we get into create, I've been messing around with create contraptions, so we're going to be doing some fun create stuff later on. Which I think is probably where we'll start today. I know we were working on when we logged off yesterday. We were working on a few things for creative mode. Or not creative mode. We were working on a few things for create. We want to go somewhere and start digging for... I know I had the chunk borders on. Okay. Let's, Oh, that's right. I needed more supports. Yeah. I guess we could go through and smooth this area, and then we could take our supports with us. So, I guess let's go ahead and do that. Supported. So that's fine, though, because you're on the ground. And I can do this for everything. Yeah, we're using a lot of chisel. So we are going to have to make ourselves a proper chisel here in a bit. I think we still have a little bit of bronze left over. So we will be able to do that later on. Yeah, see, this is nice. Let's go grab a little bit. Actually, do I have my vessel on me? I do. We'll eat a little bit. Cold is it in here? -2 degrees. That's actually much colder than that, considering we're wearing our caribou armor. Okay, I am keeping a bit of an eye on our bit rate. I think we're probably still going to have some issues where we keep dropping frames every so often, but I don't know. I don't know how much that'll be affected. Supposedly, they're supposed to be fixing it pretty soon. They're supposed to be fixing it during the week. It might be something that's a bit of a bigger issue, though, as I've mentioned before. It kind of seems like the issue may have something to do with, like, one of the lines in the area, and they need to fix it. Oop, hold on 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so we're coming up pretty close on being done with chiseling this area. Really nice. And we can bring our supports along with us as we finish out. I think I'll go about to the next chunk. Okay, we can get rid of our stone hammer for a bit. And we don't need these supports anymore either, so we can pick these up. Oh, it. Okay. And there are a few more things. Okay, I have some plans. I need some more smooth shale, but I am going to put a door here. We just need more movement. We need more smooth shale in order to finish that area. Might trigger collapse. Why? Why? Why might you trigger a collapse? Okay, we'll figure you out later. And the rest of you are good? Yeah. Okay. So that's the chunk border. Trigger collapse. Let's see if I can fix that. Okay, there we go. There's probably a gap somewhere a bit higher up. Okay, let's smooth out. Okay, first, yeah, actually, we are gonna smooth these side walls too, because I want to destroy them so I can get the shale from them. Smooth these. We're gonna have to smooth the wall behind this once we remove them, but I can use these as a uh, bit of a buffer to get more smooth shale. Speaking of which, I want to check something real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. I do have this basically a chunk. That's good. Okay, and then I can fill in that gap with a little bit of tail that we got. Bam, right there. Let's go finish off this doorway I was planning. And we just need a door. I want a solid door. I don't want a spruce door, though, because they look weird. Hickory door is a bit not weird enough, though. Or birch door looks fine. We had access to, like, the metal doors from... I guess until we get iron. Treated wood door would be pretty fun, too. I'm thinking we probably go with birch door, actually. Oh, a fir door. Okay, that actually looks... We have fur around here somewhere. Real quick. Okay. Let's see. Let's figure out some more stuff with that. I could just cover this wall. Alright, I need to go find a fir tree to chop down. Which probably shouldn't be too hard. Let's go check on the muskox. I don't think it's going to need to be shaved, but we might as well. Let me get my walking cane. My wooden cane. Isn't there more canes? Cane. It is from TSC Canes. Yeah, there's just two. The iron cane. Which will be a fun one to get later. Nope, nope. It doesn't need to be shorn yet, but that's a spruce. That looks like a fir. Or pine. Surely there's a fir in here somewhere. Pine. Pretty sure they're native to this area, unless they were only ones that I brought. But if I brought them, they'll just be in with the trees that I've planted. I'll have to go find that. Spruce, pine. There's no way fir is one that I explicitly brought over, because I'm pretty sure I found fir just out and about. Sharktooth Mountain in the back. Okay, I'm gonna find a fir tree. They're all pine trees. Where are my fir trees? It's a shame because I'm not 100% sure what they look like comparatively. I'll be real with you. A lot of the trees out here all kind of just look the same. I guess that is kind of the nature of being a coniferous tree. Probably going to look the same as other coniferous trees because they kind of have one main strategy. I wonder. Let's this way. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to find some back where we had planted trees, because it may have been a tree that I actually brought with me. Or at least it's not in this area. I'm pretty sure there are some of it, like there are some fir trees around, just not where I am. This is a fir tree. That's a pickaxe. Need a regular axe. Hey, Quest, how's it going? Okay. Almost done with this tree. This fir tree, the fir doors are going to look really good in that area. One tree. Luckily, the good thing about cutting down trees, especially when you plant them so close to each other, they tend to strip all the leaves off, which can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on what you're going for at the moment. Ooh, that sounds like fun. It's been a while since I played Binding of Isaac. I wouldn't say I ever was particularly good at it either, but I have played it a few times before. It's a fun roguelike. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I don't like doing that though. I know in previous versions, I think they had a different mod aside from HT's tree chop in the game. They had something called Pandas Falling Trees, and I actually added in HT's tree chop myself when that version of the game was the main beta, because I like HT's tree chop a lot more. But I think they made it so that HT's tree chop is now just like default in TerrafirmaGreg. I also think there might be a slight nerf to that somewhere in this mod pack too. I remember I was doing some things where I had like laid out a bunch of logs, and I it was like at least like 15 logs long or something, because I used them as a framing for a farm. And for some reason, when I broke the long line of logs, and it popped all of them by itself, I lost logs in that exchange somehow. I don't know if it was just like a bug or if that's like an intended feature or not. Okay, we have the fur logs. Okay, I guess we only need to chop one for now. I'll put the rest up. Might use these for charcoal later. I don't know yet. Let's see. There. And there we go. Now we have a nice little separated off section back here. That, and we do have another door that we're going to use for other stuff. The furthest I've ever gotten was medium voltage. My last playthrough on this on this mod pack, I got into like starting medium voltage. My friend's server that I play Greg Tech New Horizons in, we're also in medium voltage in there. Not too far off from high voltage though. Or so my friend tells me. I feel like they're overestimating slightly, but that's okay. Such is the nature of playing Greg Tech. Yeah. Really? What part of that was not supported? Dang it, I should have checked better. Oh, let's see what the damage is. Oh, calm down, you. Be fine. Okay, I think there's like... that's gonna really ruin some stuff, because it's going to cause some issues. I lost a lot of my roof there. What part of that was not... That's okay. I guess we just clean this out. It's a good thing I smoothed everything before doing this. Yeah. The only thing I don't like is that sometimes... I don't like the fact that blocks that are supported still have a chance of causing cave-ins. That's the only part I don't like. Yeah. Because, like, those blocks were all supported that I was mining. Because I had the supports put in. But it must have been that, like, one of them was too close to some unsupported blocks and I just didn't check. I gotta be a little bit more careful about that in the future. Luckily, like I said, I already filled in most of this area. So it's not like we're gonna have to worry too much about... Like, I don't have to smooth any more walls. I already smoothed my walls before I started doing this. Yeah, look at all this look at all this cobble all over the place. That's why it'd be really nice once we eventually get, like, rebar and stuff that can support much wider areas. But until then, I'm going to be filling stuff in with cobblestone. The issue here is that it could have caused pockets in areas that I can't see. I think it also destroyed a lot of my smooth shale, so I'm going to have to make more of that. Yeah. I think I didn't, like, trap myself in here. I guess you can't truly trap yourself, since you can just punch blocks down, but I really don't like having to sit and punch cobble, so... Okay, well, let's get these filled in. See, a fun thing I can do... Okay, I do have a lot of smooth slate. I don't know if I had that on hand before, though. But I just fill this back in. Oh! Okay, that is a little bit far up, I agree. But yeah, see, I think it's really silly that you have stuff like this where it's supported but may still trigger a collapse. Like, it kind of just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense that would be the case, right? Like, at that point, why am I even using supports if they're still going to cause collapses? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't... It's a dumb idea. Trying to fill this all in with cobble. I guess if I support the ones underneath, the ones above them won't fall. So I just pop these. Yeah. Okay, it's working. Start. And the gaps with smooth slate. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna do that one though. Yeah, and it does look like it destroyed a lot of my smooth slate. That was an annoying collapse. Like I said, I don't know. Yeah, it really does. It's there's a lot of like the cave-in mechanic itself I think is pretty well done, but just the fact that you can trigger it without like even though you're following the rules is a real big issue. You're right. They can. I probably should do the I mean, that's a pretty good point. I could just start doing the ceilings in planks. I don't want to really do the whole thing in planks because first of all, planks can burn and it can cause issues if there's a fire that gets out of control. And it would take a lot more time. But like it doesn't really matter if like the walls and stuff have issues, but if I just do the ceiling in planks, that would fix a lot of problems. That's a good idea. We'll have to figure out what kind of planks to use. Probably maple. I think maple are the ones that I have that have the best look. Okay, well, one of these days, storage will be a bigger idea. We'll try to do more storage. Just store all these stupid. I'll store the cobblestone. I'm gonna throw away the rocks, but I'll store the cobblestone. Let's see. I'll get rid of that too. We also have hickory. I don't think hickory looks good enough though with it. Well, let's gather. What wood do I have? Do I have some logs? Yeah, I'll make a few planks, and I'll even make some sycamore. I don't have any maple on me actually. Let's go chop down a maple tree while we're at it. Okay. We can do a lot of this just from on our inventory. Sycamore, get some hickory. We'll have some samples of some blocks. I have a feeling we're going to end up going with maple, but I want to give the other ones a fair shot. Okay, so we've got first choice is pine. I guess we could also do fir, which I don't think is really all that different. It's like barely any different. I don't think we're gonna do with the lighter colors either. Although we could also do like cool designs, but we should pick like one for a base color. Sycamore, hickory, and maple. Like, which one of these would I rather have above the entire time I'm going through here? I think it's gotta be maple. I think the maple just goes really well with slate to begin with. We can start with maple. Maple's a wood that I'll use for other things anyway, so I guess even if I end up, like, using up a lot of the maple for other things, like, if I end up not using it for the ceiling, I can just use it for other stuff. Alright, we'll get some supports in so that any parts like dirt, because I know there's still some dirt underneath certain parts in here. Yeah, like right here. Well, I guess this is nothing on that, except for snow. But yeah, there you can see the dirt. I didn't actually bring a whole lot of planks. That should start off pretty good. I just really like maple wood. Okay, I could probably use the mining hammer for a lot of this. Although, I'd have to set up my supports beforehand. At least in this area. I'm going to set up supports in this area. Other areas, it doesn't matter as much because there's not really anything for it to fall on. Okay, there we go. And can I... See, here's the other one. See, there's another one that's like... Well, we can't. Can I... What if I put a plank underneath it? That's not helping. What if I put it to the side of it? Still not helping. I didn't think it would, but... Worth a shot, I guess. Okay. Smooth shale. You can see where I filled in gaps before already from this stuff causing issues. Okay. Let's get this line and then we'll fill in from here. I guess that'll be a big part of the project today, would be doing this stuff. Oh, it's getting cold in the getting cold in the mines. Alright, let's go start a bit of a fire while we put in some of this stuff. I guess I should have started. The issue is, at least supports. I gotta make sure I keep an eye on it so that it doesn't catch fire or something. Okay, I might as well do some crafting while I'm here. Is that... Okay, I don't think I have any extra stuff. Oh boy. Get rid of some of these sticks. Stick. And I can place this door somewhere. I just leave it on the floor there. Don't fit in chests right now. Once we get crates, we'll be able to start putting doors in storage, but till then... Barrels. 2 oak item barrels. And I'll store all my smooth slate in here for now. What's our temperature doing? I'll probably stay next to this for at least a little bit. It's only 11 degrees right next to the fire. Okay, how's it coming along? I mean, it's looking pretty good. I think later on, maybe we might want to do something like give it a better pattern up there on for the ceiling stuff, but it's gonna be a bit for that. There's just echo here in the caves, that's for sure. Burnt out. Oop. Okay. We're gonna need a lot more maple. Is the main issue. I'm gonna have to plant more maple as well. I mean, I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job planting trees. They're kind of all over the place at this point. Drop another tree. See, it sucks though because um it would be nice if we could use slabs for this because obviously we save some resources by using slabs. But the unfortunate thing is I'm pretty sure slabs I don't know about the horizontal. I think they are. Slabs don't really stop the collapses in my experience. It may only be the vertical slabs though. I don't remember if I ever had any issues with horizontal slabs having stuff above them collapse. Digging through the snow. Drop in bit right there for a second. That's okay. Internet's been doing pretty good today though, so I don't think we're gonna have much problems out of it. Alright, let's get back inside. Cold. My character's getting cold. Oh, I didn't remove this spot yet. Get that. Okay. Well, this hasn't been bad so far. Okay, and this is how it will look? I don't know. I mean, I'd rather just use the shale, but if we're gonna keep having problems with collapses, I force my hand. Because, like, I do like the slightly more uniform look of this. I think what we'll have to do is something with the edges to make it look like it flows in a little bit better. I could also do, like, these top ones. Maybe not with maple, but maybe with a different wood. Because, like, okay, what if I come into here? See, it was this side here that probably caused it. There's these two blocks here. Well, okay, there's two blocks over here. But I bet it really was just like one side that was like potentially causing a collapse, and it just does. I'm gonna light a bit of a fire though. This area is pretty good. Yeah. I'm just the issue is I just don't get why. Maybe if we just keep digging deeper. That's obviously the correct option, right? We just keep digging deeper, and eventually we reach parts where there's just not going to be any cave-ins. But then again, yeah, you're always going to find like caves intersecting with everything, so probably not going to really do much on that part. All right, hold on. I'm gonna go turn the fan on in this room. Very warm over. Let's get rid of some of these sticks. Stick. Sapling. Sapling. I don't really need all the sapling. I do think it probably is better for me to take the clothes off while I'm standing next to... Oh, never mind. It is not better. I guess because this raises my actual warmth rating. Yeah, hello there, kitty cat. Are you gonna jump up here? You're just gonna stand there and stare at me. Stare. Stop. And stare. Oh, where did I put that ash? There it is. Okay, the cat wants out. I'll be right back. Okay. What do I gotta do next? I need to get a room cleared so I can like put stuff, but stupid roof keeps collapsing on me. I guess it probably is a good idea to like fill in the roof actual. I bet you could use bricks too. Like actual stone bricks. Hold on. Brick. It might be brick time. Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna look this up. Permacraft. Oh, let's stop. Stop cave-ins. Oh god. Post from like 8 years ago talking about this. Hmm. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if yeah, I think planks are probably gonna be I just don't know if bricks you know what? We could test this. You know what? How about we go out into creative and do a little bit of experimentation. And you'll get to see what I've been working on in creative for a bit. It's not that interesting, I promise. I don't even know. It might actually be right in front of me when I spawn in, how I think about it. I have a little area over here where I've been working on stuff. But let's do some testing in creative. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter where we go. Is this the same? Yeah. This was just to test if it was a bottomless supply or not. You can stop that. Okay. I need supports. Okay, let's just go with the reinforced concrete supports. Or the, yeah, reinforced concrete. Okay, gotta be careful here. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, bop. Bop, bop, bop. Okay, if I had more of these, it would actually act as more of those. Okay. So we got to do some testing here. Okay, so let's do a little bit of testing here. We'll get some first. We'll get some planks. Doesn't matter what kind. Next, we'll get some stone bricks. As long as it's not the actual Minecraft bricks, it doesn't matter what kind. TerrafirmaGreg brick. Okay, how about since we have shale brick. Okay, so we'll have this line here is going to be a control, so it's just going to be actually. Let's do it a little bit better. No, actually, that's fine. This is going to be the control, so it's just going to be left as raw rock. Here we are going to have a line of bricks. And here we are going to have a line of planks. Alright, I want to get rid of our supports. Let's see what happens once I start smacking the wall. Okay. There's definitely some sort of cave in there. And that's a proper cave in. Looks like the raw rock fell, but the rest of it didn't. Let's try again, but we'll mine over here. Yep, okay. It looks like the normal bricks also prevent cave-ins. I want to do a little bit more testing here. Because what I want to do is raw dolomite. Okay, and I want to smooth it. Actually, I should have just done smooth dolomite. I don't know if it matters different if it's placed by the player. Okay, let's see if we can trigger another cave in. Break that. Okay. So smooth rock does still cause a cave in. What we need to do is replace it with bricks. And yeah, we're gonna have to make mortar. Gods, slaked lime. This is an annoying thing to have to make. Lime is burnt. Okay, we're gonna have to do a couple things. So let's go back into our world. Okay. So, I don't know. I think we'll do planks to start with because they're slightly easier to get. And then I think later on we come back and replace it with like bricks. Yeah, I'm just chop down a couple more trees. Wherever they are. Where I put all my maple trees. These are all oak. You know, I didn't even try oak on the ceiling. I think I'm gonna use oak as like an accent wood though, so I kind of don't want to use it for actual building. There's more maples over there. I think this hill is basically where I've been putting all my maple trees. Good thing is we'll get to use up this copper axe that we casted a long time ago and replace it with a proper bronze axe later. That's gonna be real nice. Although, I have talked about this. I can just melt this axe. Why? I don't know why I'm... Why am I so preoccupied with that? I can just melt the axe down. That's actually like a much better idea than what I'm doing currently, just wearing down the axe. I can just melt it. And just get back everything that it... or what's left in it. That's a good idea. We should do that. Would be a good idea for me to try and get some sources of gold and silver, though, so we can make our tools out of black bronze while we're still in the Bronze Age. But then again, why bother with that when we could just jump straight into the Iron Age by building a bloomery, so... It does take quite a bit. It's like 32 ingots worth of bronze in order to make a bloomery. I think it's probably in the quest book somewhere about that. Probably for Metallurgy Age. Does it have it in here? No. I'm basically done with the Stone Age. Yeah, here it is. Bloomery. Yeah, see, it's... Any double sheet. Let's see. Yeah, and then once we get that, we can set up a Helve hammer. Wolf. Elf. This is the one where we get into... What does it say about this? The book? TerrafirmaCraft. We do need more charcoal, though. I need some more charcoal production before we start really doing too much with this. It will be worth investing some time in setting up automatic plate production and ore processing. That's not that bad of an idea, actually, for going into it. It probably would be a better idea to set up a little bit of automation on the hammer or on the anvils. Because, what? We have the early automation. Once we get into here, wooden gears are easy to make. We need the glue. I think that was one of the things I saw last time, is that we needed the glue. And we need this thing, which it does make. It's a bronze frame. It's just a bunch of bronze rods welded together. Aren't terribly difficult to make. It's easier to make, or it's better to make them on the anvil where we can get two of them. It's kind of annoying to do it that one. Thing is, like, I was kind of digging out a room where we would do stuff like this, but we ran into all these problems. What does it take to make... there's a measuring tape here. What does it take to make that? Steel and rubber? Okay. Sure. Why not? Enough. I don't have nearly enough things for... I don't have enough logs. Probably should get... Oh, let's chop down another tree. If I can find them. Actually, am I out of maple trees? No, there's a few over there. Oh, hey, cool. We're at an hour into stream. Hello, everybody. If you're new here, we go for about 4 hours when we stream, so we have about 3 hours left, so you're catching us at the beginning of the stream. If there's anyone watching who is not yet following, you know, be sure to hit that little follow button to click, because it really helps with the channel and lets you know when I go live and everything. We are at 23 out of our 30 follower goal. Exciting. Go. Alright, there's a couple things I want to do. There's a log up here. There's logs up here. I guess I'll take the sycamore wood. Put this up for charcoal processing later. I need to go through and start chopping down more trees for charcoal. We really do need a lot more charcoal. That is going to be one of the major things, is that we need some charcoal. I don't know if the book is necessarily right on saying that we should wait until we have more like automated stuff before we start messing around with the bloomery and whatnot. Because, like, honestly, I think we'll be pretty fine if we like don't do that. You know, I think we'll be fine if we kind of rush the bloomery just to get access to wrought iron, because while having the automation set up already is pretty nice, having access to wrought iron tools is such a major improvement. It does suck a little bit before we get access to things like the Crucible, but I think, like, it might be worth it just to go for it, just for the tools and a few of the other things we unlock. Well, we unlock the coke oven with wrought iron, and having the coke oven is a pretty big boost to our quality of life, I think. Let me see, it's coke oven. Oh, that might not be 100% true. We might need a little bit more for the coke oven. Yeah, so you need 4 wrought iron plates. And the issue is getting the coke oven bricks. Actually, no, it's not. Okay. I was wrong about this. I was thinking about stuff with the blast furnace, but Coke oven bricks aren't that hard to get. This compressed clay is not that bad. Honestly, I think going for like getting access to the coke oven is pretty good reason to just go for wrought iron early. I mean, there's also the fact that we get what? We get not the backpack, we get the tool belt with wrought iron. Um Backpack I really need to make. Oh. -2 warmth. That's not gonna be very helpful here. I mean, not until we go into the nether, or not nether. Well, I guess it is the nether, isn't it? Yeah. We need lava-proof hides, though, and I'm pretty sure those, yeah, those only come from hoglins, which, or red elk, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, all of these spawn in the beneath. So we can't even get this diving stuff until we get into the beneath. We'll have to figure out what we're gonna do about our, what do you call it? Our no gods. What we're gonna have to do about the heat before we go in there, because I don't know how hot it is in the beneath. I think the upper layers are not super hot, so it's probably fine. But I don't know how much of an adventure we're gonna have to go on in order to find what we need to start with. Okay, what was I doing? Backpack. Yeah, see, I need to get this backpack. The thing, the paper is the issue with. What was it we needed? We needed hardwood. Oh, I remember. We need hardwood pulp. Yeah, we need hardwood pulp, and the only way for us to get it is to get a mill, which we can get with. We can actually get that now. That's why I was digging out that room, though. All right, let's get this area like boarded up so that I don't run the risk of causing major collapses in like actual parts of my base that I care about. Like I honestly could care less what collapses in other areas before I get to it. Later on, I think we'll come back and replace a lot of this with bricks, slate bricks. Because my testing shows that the slate bricks also prevent cave-ins in the same way that the wooden planks do. But maybe we just go on a bit of a tree chopping frenzy for a bit. I think we just go around, chop down trees. If we get maple, we'll try to prioritize maple trees over other ones. I'm gonna put the rest of this stuff up in here so I just don't really have to deal with it. And then we go through. I don't need half of this stuff. Why do I even have to my arrows? I don't know. But I don't need half of this stuff on me while I'm doing this. Can't put the hoe up. Actually, I'm gonna throw this away. I don't need that for a while, and I'll just make a metal one when I need one. Okay. Can't put the hammer in there. That's okay. The shears up. The fire starter up. What temperature is it? It is cold. I'm getting cold. Actually, give me that fire starter back. Let's let's warm up a little bit next to the fire before we head out. You can also make an actual bed instead of having the thatch one, which would allow us to sleep through the night. I tend to not do that though, because I don't like the time, like how it skips time so much, and it feels a little cheesy, but I could be convinced otherwise in the middle of winter, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna stand here for a bit. Let's look through some things and try and figure out if there's any other stuff we want to focus on to start. Prime's explosion wouldn't mind. How do I make industrial TNT? That makes sense. It's not until HV, which here. Oh yeah, you also have the powder kegs though. Fun. Just fill it with powder. Pretty sure these things cause like massive explosions though. And they probably don't drop the blocks the way that the industrial TNT does. Okay, so we do need a backpack. I think our next opportunity want to get the bloomery. What's this? Steam bloomery. What does this do? Oh. Okay, this thing's a little bit messed up, but that's fine. One steam bloomery, input hatch, output bus, firebox casing, and bricks. I'm guessing it probably doesn't need to necessarily be rhyolite. It probably just needs to be some sort of bricks. I like the way these textures are funky. See? Can even be cobble, but that's not going to be very helpful. Steam input hatch. Our firebox casing. Box casing. But bus. Okay. This isn't that bad. What can we make with this? Raw iron blooms, iron furnace fuel. So we just put in furnace fuel and whatever. Oh, it actually gets us a little bit more with like pyrite and stuff. But I can actually do that without needing a full amount. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. It can actually do that without using... I don't like the fact that these pyrite recipes and the granitic mineral sand. See, like, because you're actually getting more out of it, right? You're producing more. I guess it's not like really that big of a deal. There's not a whole lot. And in some cases, like if you do 2 of these, well, I guess it's all the same. It's not like it actually matters. But it does only take 1 fuel for 2 as opposed to 1. So I guess there's the big difference. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, getting the steam bloomery would be really good. I don't think it's not that hard. I mean, we need to get black steel is the issue, and black steel is quite a bit away. But I'll have to remember that we have access to that. I didn't even know we had that kind of thing in the game. You know what? I am gonna take my shears with me because I'm gonna go visit the yak or the muskox. I keep forgetting it's a muskox and not a yak. Let's go visit. Aha, you do need to be shaved. What time is it? It is late autumn. Ooh, it's actually the last day of autumn. It is the last day of autumn. Tomorrow is going to be officially the start of winter in our area, which is wonderful. So great. Gotta love winter. Let's chop down trees over here. There, fine last day of autumn here, chopping down trees, hitting my trees, chopping them down. Real peaceful until it gets too cold. You can see a fish bear. You can see those fish in the the river, like poking its head out. There it goes. Alright, yeah, we're probably going to spend the rest of the day chopping down trees, and then we'll head back once it starts getting nighttime, which should be soon. Sand? Too bad I can't plant trees in sand. Okay, I think this will be the last tree we chop. It looks like the sun is setting. Alright, I'll chop these trees and we'll go see about making a big charcoal pit with them. Actually, maybe we'll make it over here. I don't like making the charcoal pit close to the base because I know it's not like actually a risk of catching things on fire, but I always feel bad. And there's also not a whole lot of flat area over there, so I'll dig a charcoal pit over here and we can just come back and then dig it up later. Alright, let's dig up a little bit of grass to cover this up with. Do I need 1, 2, 3, 4? I need a little bit more than that. And drop a torch. There we go. We'll come back and dig this up later. Let's get back home before it gets too cold. We should be officially entering into winter now. I'll check the date, but it'll be soon to winter because what, sunsets at like 6 p.m. I don't know if that still necessarily counts over here, but I can check the time on my TerrafirmaGreg menu. Maybe when I go pick up the charcoal, I'll take the rest of that and get it turned into charcoal. We didn't even get any maple logs, though, which I don't think there was any maple over there. If I remember correctly, maple's not even native here. Yeah, see, we're like 3 hours away from winter because I have 14-day weeks, or not weeks, months. Okay, let's get a little warmed up. We don't need to warm up that much, but a little bit never hurt. Yeah, it'll be fine. Okay. So, we did get this ball of wool, which means we will have access to a little bit more string. I don't know what we're going to do with that string, though. Let's see. Oh, we have comforts installed? Hold on, does that mean... Oh. I didn't realize we had this mod installed. They must have added this with some part in the new update, but I don't remember this being part of it, but we can make actual sleeping bags now. That's really cool. High quality cloth, wool cloth, and silk cloth. We can get that. Okay. Anyways, but we have a hammock. We can make loom. Isn't helpful for us. Belt pouches. We could make another lead, which we might have to do because the book says that hooking those animals up to the mechanical power systems might require 2 leads, because I think it might just get a little bit confused when you only have one. Actually, it's probably because like it doesn't understand, because like you need to use the item in order to, like you would need a lead in order to attach it to the post. Oh, wait. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay, I'm back. Man, it hasn't cut out like that in a while. But, okay. Well, more stuff to talk to my ISP about, because they were supposed to have fixed that problem when they fixed some stuff yesterday. Okay, why am I getting so many notifications on my phone? Okay, it has nothing to do with the internet, so I don't particularly care. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. Sorry for that. As I was looking at this, okay, so we can make candles. Candles is a big thing that we could make. I need wax though. Stitching together hides, the flasks, sails, kayak. Kayak might actually be pretty nice. Now that I think about it. Actually, yeah, kayak would be really nice. Let's see, upgrade base, airship balloon. Can't do that until we get um we can't do this until we get into the Iron Age. Yeah, the rest of this is pretty interesting stuff, but not stuff that we need a lot of. What is this? Digger helmet? Automatically supplies water from inventory when installed in Digger helmet. That actually sounds really nice. Okay, so I'm adding kayak to the list of things I want. We do need to go out and find some large hides, which isn't too difficult because I'm pretty sure the caribou count as large hides. Hold on a second. I think it's got a little messed up with that internet, but that internet outage thing, but we should be back now. But the caribou hides, I'm pretty sure count. Heck, we could get. Okay, we have plenty of fat to render, so we could use that. How do I make? Is there a way to make paraffin wax aside from? No, we just need a chemical reactor, lubricant, and acetone, which I don't even. How difficult is that going to be to get? We can distill creosote into lubricant. Still 2 machines. I'm looking because like we're going to need a lot of wax, and like to start with, we're probably just gonna have to use conifer pitch and conifer rosin, but oxygen gas and I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, that's hard. That's kind of hard to make, isn't it? Is there a better way to make it? Distilling wood vinegar. That's in MV though. Ventilation tower, fluid heater. Okay, so there's not really a better way. Okay, so it's gonna be a while before we get paraffin wax. It looks like that's kind of a medium voltage thing. Okay, tunnels down here are getting dark. I am getting hungry. Okay, there we go. Let's go see if I can find some more maple while we wait. Oh, here it is. This is what? Dawn of the... Oh, it's Lightning Shock's birthday. Happy birthday, Lightning Shock. Early winter. I think I may have actually already cut down most of the maple trees. Methinks that we might have to look into stuff for the... What was it? For bricks. Because we have a nearly unlimited supply of rocks, and sand isn't too difficult to get. It does suck because if we had access to a forge hammer, we could make and like a rock crusher, rock breaker. I mean, even with the forge hammer, right? Because if we had a forge hammer, which we need to get to black steel in order to make, but if we had a forge hammer, we could make sand from cobblestone, right? Because we can make sand, and it can go from the forge, any kind of yellow gravel. This is just an example. All the different types of rocks turn into something different, a different color at least. So we get the gravel. Oh, that is actually what we get. And like slate gravel can be made by forge hammering slate cobble, and of course slate cobble. Well, this is slate. We have what do we have? I don't remember. Yeah, I need this rock breaker. And this is the first one we can get. This one technically doesn't even require steel. I probably shouldn't be standing out in the snow while I'm having this conversation with myself. But I don't see any more maple trees, so it may be a little bit of time before we work on that. I guess I'll just have to be a little bit more careful. Maybe I should start working on doing stuff to make the kayak. Because if I had a kayak, I could go upriver and get plenty of fluxstone, which we need to make the lime, which we need to make the mortar. And I guess we could travel to the... what do you call it? We could travel to the ocean, one of the oceans. We actually have various, like a couple different oceans nearby. So we could dig up sand. Oh wait, there's some maple trees right here. Standing under a tree is going to help me freeze to death slightly slower. this one because it'll pop all the leaves off of that other one. Okay, let's chop down this other tree over here, and then I'll go back inside, because it might be enough to cover up the ceiling that we have so far. Couple of these planted back. Have them when I come back. That'll be good for now. You can also always finish the trip down to Bedrock. There's really good things we get if we travel all the way down to Bedrock, and it might be a good idea to finish that before finishing some other stuff, but I think we get this room first. Okay. There. Let's break some of this stuff. Okay. We're gonna need another tree. One more tree. I should probably cover in. Okay. I should cover in as much of the walls as I can. So maybe 2 trees, or 4, or something. Oh, hello, sycamore trees. I don't remember you guys being here last time I looked. Shale. Shale is what we have, not slate. Let's, we have only 2 more maple trees, so let's chop both of those maple trees down. I am gonna throw away a lot of these saplings. I don't necessarily need them. I'm gonna chop up half of what we collected, 1 stack, and that should be more than enough planks for our needs. That'll be 32, and then we just keep going from there. And look, we got this. One of these days, I should plant more trees around the actual base itself, so we get more like tree cover to stop like from building up. I know we have the cane that negates a lot of it, but it's still kind of a pain having to like walk through a lot of this. But then again, we could also just path the area, and it'll stop that as well. Okay. There we go. Okay, and we got 16. I'll go in like 5 layers in here. So this is... That should be enough. I don't think we have to worry too much about a cave-in propagating this far. It's still possible, maybe, but if we're all the way over here, I don't think there's that much of a chance. Okay. Let's get some supports and start seeing if we can dig through some more of that. Supports. Go. Don't. Yes, I am going to take these logs and just chop them up into planks already, because I know we're going to need them. Fine. All right, let's go over here. Why are you guys threatening to trigger collapses? Really shouldn't be. That's probably has something to do with a lot of what's going on up there. Don't like where this is going, but I think it's fine. See, like this one's fine. Here, let me swap that into my hand. Okay, see, this is where it gets spooky. Let's get my ports over here. Yeah, these are even being supported like okay. Alright, let's see what happens if I hammer this. The good thing is, a huge amount that it can really do if it, even if it wants to. See, all of these may trigger collapse. Yeah, Can't collapse on me if I'm fast enough. Pretty sure, yeah, this is the chunk border. I do want to dig in a bit more. Am I getting cold? I might, yeah, I am getting cold. All of these might trigger a collapse. Get as much of the ones that won't can. Okay, there we go. How much am I dropping down to? Ooh, I'm getting cold. Okay. Let's go warm up a bit. God, it really is just still too cold up here. I may have to start digging down just so I don't end up in these areas where it's so cold I can't even exist without a parka. It is winter. December 2nd. Yeah, current temperature is negative 33 degrees Celsius. That is um very bad. Okay. Let's see here. We are going to be running out of planks soon, though. Hopefully we start running into areas where we don't have to worry as much about the ceiling collapsing. Okay, I'm going to put another log on. We need to warm up a bit more. Ah, warming our little hands up by the fire. Ah, toasty. Toasty, toasty, toasty. Warming up by the little fire. Have to add more stuff onto everything. Have to add more doors. Lots of stuff. We need candles. Part of the reason why I'm thinking of digging down to bedrock, because we really need candles. And without the spruce trees being able to produce the wax that we need, or the pitch that we need, it's kind of hard for us to get them. Get it nice and toasty here. Stand on the fire. In the fire. Blah, 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 blah. Lots of staring at fire. Actually, I should probably pick up some food while I'm here, because I don't think I have any in my vessel. I do not. I'm pretty sure this is going bad first. What was it I needed the mill for? What did I need the mill for? Oh, hardwood pulp. To get paper. To get a backpack. Backpack! I should probably outline a little bit better. That's fine. I think I can figure it out from there. Yeah, I think we are gonna have to dig down just in order to get away from how cold it is up here. It's even cold in the tunnels here. And what happens if I go all the way back here? Does it get any warmer if I go further? Because I think there's gonna be more rock above us, or is it just a straight Z level based thing? I think it's a straight Z level based thing. Okay. So we're gonna want to dig in a little bit. Yeah, there's one that's one might trigger a collapse. Be careful with this one. For now, we're good. There's two of them. My God. Again, it's these two right here. What if I put more supports in? Maybe it'll get whatever's... Oh. So good. Okay, how many in are we? 3? Hey Avery, how's it going? Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Do 2 more. Stupid things. These ones here. If I keep rolling the dice, eventually we're going to cause a cave-in. I don't have enough maple planks to really support doing the roofing. So I guess we just pray? Ah. Oh my god. Oh, okay. I think we're good for now. And the rest of these should be fine, yeah. Oh, and this just happens to be the chunk border. I wasn't even really planning on that. See. Here, it might trigger collapse. Might trigger collapse. I don't like that. But it seems like when we mine it out with our pickaxe, it's better. I don't know what happens when you use the mining hammer. But it acts like it has a higher chance causing us issues. Stupid one's here. Trying to get Llama running on my only technically supported GPU so Windows can test out some models I trained. Interesting. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with that exact with that thing. I know when I was doing AI stuff, it was all about NVIDIA's CUDA stuff. So I don't know much. I haven't kept up with the actual AI training stuff in a while. Do do do. Ba ba ba. That's kind of what I figured it was, something like that. Yeah, when I was in, luckily I didn't have to do much when I was in university taking my classes. I didn't have to do a whole lot with my computer. I think I did though. I had a NVIDIA card at the time, so I used NVIDIA's CUDA stuff, and you didn't have to though, because the way we did a lot of our stuff is we had a dedicated computer at the university that we could remote access. Or was that the one where we used some Azure services or something? I can't remember. Only supported on the commercial workstations. Yeah. Yeah, I use AMD now, so if I had to do anything, if I did anything with AI, I'd probably have to do that stuff. What are your models? What are you using them for? Like, what are they trained to do? Yeah, I'll be real with you. When out of all the stuff that I've done with AI and everything, the the computer environments were always one of the things that was most difficult for me to understand how they actually like getting it to work and everything off of just public domain code. Are you using? Okay, it's fine. Nothing's gonna happen to me. I'm fine. We've only had two cave-ins so far. Is this all? Wait, hold on. One, two, three, four, five. See, just come on, one more. Oh, okay, we played the gamble and we won. I guess I don't know if that even counts as gambling. Um, are you looking like where? What? Um, I don't know. I I I know one thing I did do. There was that whole. There was a big what do you call it? I don't know what you call it, but there was like a lot of hype around that Chinese model that they trained, and then that was I'm I don't know exactly what it counts as, but I know it's available to the public. I just got a few tens of. Oh, okay. I gotta start training until I can actually. Yeah, that's fair. It is kind of hard to train them if you can't really run them. Do you have like a plan? Like, what is this gonna? What kind of stuff is this gonna do? Is it doing like image recognition, or is it doing uh like a GPT model or something? Image recognition was always the one I was more interested in. I knew some people who did some fun things with chat stuff, and also what was the other one? There were people a lot of people did some fun stuff with music. I think they, as a class project, they made one of those ones that can like identify music. I don't remember though. What did it? Um what is this, is your model, what is it, what exactly is it going to do? Because like, does it do image recognition, or like is it a GPT model, or like what is the goal of this guy you're training? Shale. Shale. Oh, for code completion. Yeah, that one's a fun one. When ChatGPT first came out, I looked into it a little bit for things like code completion and stuff, and like helping with code. It's you know, it's not very good. But I think that's because like ChatGPT probably wasn't like, I mean, I think it's one of the things that it did better, but I don't think it was super well trained in that kind of functionality. It's easier than using what do you call it? What's that one everybody goes to? Source. Um SourceForge. Yeah. Yeah. I think if people had like, I feel like if people had like understood ChatGPT a little bit better, and like tempered their expectations a little bit more with ChatGPT, it would probably be a lot better than kind of what it is right now. Because like I think that people just have this expectation that ChatGPT is this like amazing tool that can do basically everything for you, and is like this super crazy advanced AI, but it's it's really not. It's kind of just okay. The way I always put it is that ChatGPT will give you the same like level of results as asking like a college undergrad to do something for you, or like somebody who like just entered college. Um, which is definitely good for certain situations, but in the wider scheme of things, isn't a super high level of understanding. The way I always put it is that like tools like ChatGPT are really good in the hands of somebody who already knows what they're doing because they know the best ways to leverage the AI to take up the tasks that are easy to do but just tedious. Right, exactly. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. No, that's a good way to put it. I think ChatGPT, like I said, part of the reason why I said it would like most people would get more out of it if they actually understood the limitations of ChatGPT is because if you do specific training with ChatGPT, like if you go out of your way to make like a custom GPT to do a specific task, it can do that pretty good. But you have to like actually put in the effort and train it. And I think that goes past what a lot of people want to do. A lot of people just want to like flap the program down and say, "Okay, I'm done." What is this? It's a 7x7 area that I need. So four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Yeah, that'll be good enough, sort of. Let me get a muskox and put him down here. Oh, I should have made the door two blocks wide then. That's okay. We can make it like 3 blocks wide. It doesn't really matter. I could also make it 2 blocks wide and then like cut a little bit more in that direction. Which these were threatening to collapse, so maybe I should go. Wait, no, but that's across the chunk border, so I don't really want to do that part. Okay, hold on. Let's open this up to be 2 wide. Maybe see if I can find some more maple trees to do some stuff with. Yeah, it's crazy because when ChatGPT was first becoming a big thing, of course, lots of people had questions to ask me about it since I am knowledgeable in computers. And like, I don't know. I A lot of people like thought like they saw ChatGPT enter onto the market and they're like, "Whoa, this is such a crazy jump in AI technology." And it's like ChatGPT and other models like it were a pretty significant, like they were a significant step in AI, but I think people just don't really understand how sophisticated AI was before and the fact that like ChatGPT was kind of expected, right? Like if you had been keeping up with AI, you probably saw ChatGPT coming. Like when it came out, I remember seeing it and being like, "Wow, that's really cool that they were able to finally get something that works this way." But like I wasn't really surprised. It's kind of the next logical step if you've been keeping track of like what Google's been doing forever. I thought it was really funny that Google wasn't the ones who made ChatGPT or anything like it. Google got complacent. Oh yeah, and Microsoft. And heck, even well, even Amazon to some extent, although they focus more on like network stuff, their cloud services and whatnot. But like honestly, having access to things like Amazon's cloud networking stuff does make like making AIs easier. Where do I have my maple trees? I think I'm out of maple trees is the very sad and unfortunate part of my life right now. I might just have to go get I might just have to go collect the materials to make mortar. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like things like ChatGPT weren't like really surprising. They were just kind of like the expected next step in AI technology. Like I'm not super like I think it's really cool, but I wasn't super surprised. It's really nice that we took that next step. I wish it didn't like do the things that it did. I'm really disappointed in a lot of the ways that AI is being used right now, and it's annoying because I feel like the problem isn't even like AI itself. I feel like the problem with AI is just that there's a lot of systems that are set up to be more easily exploited once you have access to AI. Where am I? Because like a lot of the AI problems are really just like problems with hustle culture in general. Yeah, I'm out of maple trees. I guess I go and try and do some other stuff. Maybe I get some. I'm gonna get some arrows. I'm gonna go see if I can hunt some more caribou so I can get a kayak, maybe. And yeah, we need to probably warm up a bit more. They do. I don't think saplings have any sort of like I don't think they have any issues based on like the climate as far as like their growth rate is. I think there is a thing because I did some testing. You can see this area where we're going right here. I'm digging a pit that'll probably go to bedrock because it does get warmer the further we dig. And I did some testing in creative mode to see if trees would grow underground because one of the things we really need underground is some spruce trees so we can get that conifer pitch to do a lot of things with, honestly. But I noticed that the saplings took a lot longer to grow underground, so I think that might be the only determining factor in like how long it takes saplings to grow. Which, to be fair, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but whatever, I'll take it. It does make sense. I think it probably is pretty difficult to get a tree to grow underground, especially since you don't even have to give it any light, actually. Well, I don't know. Maybe it does need a torch next to it. I was in creative mode, so I did kind of cheat and just make time skip forward for me. It's honestly one of those things, like, yeah. Um, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm I'm surprised that it even works in TerraFirmaCraft because like that sounds like something that like wouldn't work in TerrafirmaCraft specifically. Because I don't know anything. I guess technically speaking, you probably can grow trees underground in real life, but I'm pretty sure it takes higher level of technology than I currently have. Let's see. Okay. Put that in there, put that in there. Yarn will get used for something. I guess I just grab stuff. I don't actually need to open that room up more. It just makes it look better. Where am I? Uh, uh. I need a horse crank. Horse rank. Okay, fence. I need 3 raw rock blocks, which is annoying. But I guess I could get it. I will go to the mines. I will go to the deep dark, and we are going to we'll get some rocks while we're down there, and I'll continue I'll continue my descent. Light the torches as we go. The main reason why we need spruce so bad is if we get that you can see the little bar on the bottom of my thing go up as we go further down as the temperature goes up. Um but the reason why we need spruce trees so bad is because we really need I didn't even bring ladders with me, did I? Okay, whatever. Let me go back up. We need the conifer pitch to make we can get wax out of it because we can make conifer rosin, and conifer rosin is a replacement for wax. And with wax we can make candles, and candles last way longer than torches. So I really need that candle technology. And ladders. I don't know why I had to grab ladders before I go down into the pit that it uses a ladder. Very, very useful. Where do I have more? Take these planks. Okay. Yeah. I guess I might need to make a few more ladders. I still haven't moved like half of this junk in from outside either. Alright. So we have... Oh, I actually have more of this pine lumber. Or I guess those are different lumbers, aren't they? Yep. Luckily, ladders are not that hard to make. 16 for 6 planks is pretty good. I can just take... I mean, I think all of this is going to be turned into... what do you call it? Charcoal, eventually, anyways. See, and now I can make... Okay, well, that up. But we are officially in winter. It is December 3rd, early winter. It is currently negative 31 degrees outside. I'm going back inside. Ironically, I know I kind of started doing this mountain base to be because I thought it'd be cool to do a mountain base this time instead of a conventional base, which, like, TerraFirmaCraft really doesn't want you making a mountain base, it seems, considering how difficult it is. But I think it is also pretty necessary because it helps us escape the cold. Descent into the depths. Is that a guy down there? Why is it glowing like that? I didn't like that. I don't think it was a guy, though. I don't know why it was glowing like that. Maybe it was because one of the torches was a little buggy. Burnt out torches. Okay. So while I'm down here, I am going to have to use my pickaxe for this because I want to dig out... Oh! We've reached the next level of rock. That's nice. Get it? Get it? Because this stuff is pronounced nice. It's funny. It's really funny. Okay, Okay, I need at least 3. I also need... I probably need some more... I'll probably grab a bunch of raw rock while we're down here, because we need 3 for the horse crank. We also need the mill. Not the steel mill, but the basic mill. Yeah. Which we will need a quern and a handstone. This probably means that we need an actual, like, full quern and handstone. Like a full... Not a damaged one, is what I'm getting at. So we need, like, 9 pieces of raw rock in order to make this whole thing. We'll just slowly spiral our way down. So we get 1 of these for every 2 layers we go down, essentially. Luckily, I got this bronze pickaxe, and this thing's actually pretty fast. Okay, you can see the bar is pretty high on our temperature. It's an average of 11°C down here, which is pretty good, all things considered. It's good enough to get conifer pitch out of the spruce if we needed to, but I think we're gonna keep going down. I think that we go all the way down to bedrock with this shaft. I do think we're also going to have, like, multiple shafts as we continue, because I am probably going to dig another shaft that goes down, not, like, super deep, but deep enough to where we don't really have to be wearing, like, warm weather clothing as much. Honestly, maybe this level. I might dig a second shaft that goes down this deep for, like, the main base, maybe. Oh, hey, what's this? Lapis. Cool, neat. I was wondering if we'd run into any ores while we're doing this. And calcite! Yippee! I'm using the pickaxe because if I want the raw rock, and I need to leave the one in the middle. So I don't want to oh, dang it. If I use my mining hammer, it'll destroy that one. Oh! Cavern. Yeah, otherwise I would be using the mining hammer. Okay, maybe I put up this cane so I stop walking up blocks. No. It's all the way down there. Okay, but we have broken into a cavern. And I don't know what to do about this just yet. We need more wood. I only got 5 of these blocks, which means I won't be able to do exactly, well, 6 with the firelight. Which means I won't necessarily be able to do what I wanted. I guess I could just use up the quern and just make a new handstone. Alright, let's go back up. I'll have to bring some planks in order to fill in the walls there. I'll probably come back here in a little bit. I don't know what kind of planks. It doesn't really matter what kind of planks we use for that area, though, because we can always replace it with something else later. I guess I should probably start doing that more often, too, because I'm using all this maple, and I'm waiting for the maple to grow so that I can continue on, but realistically, I could just use whatever planks I want. I could even grab some oak. That's actually probably a good idea. I'll grab oak, because I'm going to be using oak for, like, accents throughout the base. Like, I think I want to make all my barrels and other parts out of oak. So if I use oak as a temporary fill-in for certain areas, then we don't really have to worry much about like not having to do something with it later, because I can just turn it back into whatever I want. Okay, I don't need this dust either. All right, let's get some of these. Let's get that hand crank or the horse crank made. I need a fence. I don't remember how to make fences. Okay, that sort of makes sense. I guess let's chop up another log here. That's not going to be enough oak planks, though. Luckily, I did make a lot of oak trees, so it shouldn't be really that big of an issue for us to get more oak wood. I think we have a lot of it up there. I should clear out some of the other trees, too. I need a bigger, like... I need a better axe at some point. I guess the copper axe is almost broken. We'll replace it with a bronze one. Okay. It was hammer, and then I think I put my chisel in a barrel. Yeah. Yeah, 1 horse crank. Yippee! Horse crank. Uh, medium path. Check marks. Really care about these. Medium paths, what are these? Gravel? Okay. I can just put gravel. It's weird that, like, the rocks don't really count. I guess it's really only, like, gravel. Where do I have my gravel? I could also do paths. That'd be funny. There's some gravel. I need more than that, though. I need to fill a 7x7 area. I'm regretting throwing away some of that gravel now, aren't you? Whatever. We can always get more gravel. It's not that hard. We'll do dirt. I do need gravel underneath the horse crank, though. It says in the thing. I could do gravel in that area around, because that's only a 9-block area. Okay, so from what I understand, it's a 7x7 area. So if we start 2, 1, 2, 3, 7. Much? Maybe I do want to go back one. It says the horse crank takes up, yeah, 7 by 7 cleared area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then 1, 2. It's a lot bigger area than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so this middle area, let's fill in with gravel. Because apparently this thing counts all of the blocks within the area. So we actually do need to fill that in. Okay, let's go grab some more dirt. And probably eat some more of this cooked wolf. Yeah, we're gonna have to go hunting again soon. All of our meat's about to go bad. I do still have some garlic in one of the vessels that we'll eat once we run out of the meat, but it's not very good that we're running out. My dirt. I got some more dirt here. I probably need some more than that. Yeah, I think maybe somewhere towards the entrance of our base, we put like a little depot where we can like have some organized items so that I stop digging through all the chests all the time. Mostly for like outside stuff though. I think it would probably put a depot like in here, but maybe we'll do a little bit more with that area. Make it a little bigger. Try to figure out how to keep it supported so it doesn't keep collapsing. Such is the way of me in the cave base. Okay, I actually didn't need the extra stuff. But now if I turn these into paths, this should be a medium tier area. Gonna look real kind of silly, but that's fine. I'm gonna go grab the muskox. Moving the muskox inside is going to be very beneficial because then I can check on it while it's inside and I can just shear it. I'm pretty sure I can just shear it while it's running the horse crank too. I put my lead, there it is. Still very cold. I need my cane. Alright, now the only thing to do is to get this guy out of here without ruining some of what I've already done. Because I don't know, sometimes dirt does like to fall. A lot. But, if I'm careful, we're good. Okay, now... Alright, muskox, buddy. Alright, come on. Taking you somewhere else. Yep. Yep, there you go. We're going across the lake, so don't panic. Alright, I'm going to turn into... The great thing about going into third person is I can see if the lead breaks, and I don't have to keep turning around and looking at that guy. I think it's sliding. Oh, it's not having a very good time on the ice. Yeah, I don't think we're at risk of it getting caught in the boat, because I'm pretty sure it can't actually go in that boat. But I don't want to risk that. Alright, come on. Come along. Alright, in you go. Nope, you're not getting out. You're staying in. Welcome to your new home, underground. Okay, come on. Don't be like that. Stop getting stuck on the supports. I know hallways are new to you. Alright, buddy. Here's your new room, built just for you. Now, I don't know exactly how to attach you to this thing, so... The thing did say I might need 2 leads to attach the muskox, or to attach something to it. Alright, looks like that is proving to be true. I just need a copper ring in order to get that. I think I have a copper rod. Yes, I do. And I'm pretty sure we can turn it into a copper ring with a hammer, can't we? Yes, we can. Alright, let me grab the wool. There's the muskox loose in the hallway. There we go. Second lead. Hopefully this means I can attach the muskox to the crank. Yippee! I think you're supposed to, like, go around. I think... Okay. I was envisioning more of you constantly going around in this track relationship, but I guess if that's what you're wanting to do, as long as I get power, I don't particularly care. Well, yeah, you can stay here. No, you can stay here. It's okay. All right. Step 2. Millstone. Millstone. We also need to make shafts, which are slightly easier in this. We can make them out of bronze plates, which is actually, it's like really nice that they added in this, like, it's bronze plates now instead of wrought iron. But I guess you're just gonna be in here, right? Is that all you do? You just hang out here? How do I make belts? Belts probably with leather, right? Rubber belt. Rubber belt, max length 20. Wait. Wait, no, you can't do this to me. Hold on, what? You're telling me I can't get belts until I get rubber. Is there an easier way to get rubber? Up over there. Don't laugh at me. Okay, I can get rubber once I get an alloy smelter, but that's not until we get into Steam Age. Really, belts are locked behind Steam. Definitely a choice. I mean, I can live without it, but I don't want to. What do you think, muskox cow? I agree. Alright, so belts are locked behind that, so... because my plan was we could just, like, put a shaft here and then belts all the way over here to where we can have it connect into a mill. I don't really want to use up this. Will you stop? I don't really want to use up this area, but I guess we can always just use cog wheels too. They're a lot easier to make now, so maybe that is the real plan. Right, because it's just a basic shaft, which does require a bit of metal, but the small wooden gears... I need to make the glue. I keep forgetting to make glue. We need to... I think we need to go hunting. Because I need a kayak, and I need 2 large waterproof hides. Wait, actually, maybe we have that. Did I turn all of that into leather or not? I don't think I turned some of my hides into leather. Yeah, okay, wonderful. We have a polar bear hide and a saber-tooth hide. And I'm pretty sure both of these get turned into, yeah, large raw hide and large raw hide. Okay, so we can start making a kayak now. So let's do that. Okay, kayak. Kayak, string, planks, waterproof hide. For the waterproof hide, we can soak a prepared hide in some kind of rendered fat, which we can make pretty easily because we have lots of fat from all the animals we've been, you know, killing. So large prepared hide is we gotta scrape it first. And we gotta soak it before we can scrape it. Okay. I put my knife up in a barrel too. We're gonna have to get a little, haha, creative with create. Since we have certain parts of it locked behind other things. Which is really fun. Create actually has a lot of like different stuff to it that I feel like a lot of people just don't really engage with because most people don't bother. Like most people just do it the way everybody else does it because there's like not much of an incentive to do things in other ways when you're playing just the normal game. Because like when you're just playing it normally, like cogwheels and shafts and everything are just so cheap. Like there's no reason for you not to just run shafts all over your base because like they're cheap. They're really cheap. Wait, let me grab my other wood. I want to go start another charcoal pile. I did not actually have a lot of wood in here, but that's okay. Running through the 90s, slurping up the water. Yump, yump. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Okay, I left a bit of charcoal. I think it was over here. Okay, so that's half a stack of charcoal. We'll definitely get our production started. Okay, and then, like I said, there's not a huge amount of... We didn't bring a huge amount of wood with us. Okay, was there something else I wanted to do while I was out here? We're gonna have to wait a little bit for those hides to soak. I probably should collect some oak trees. We are planning on using them for a few things. Up and away, up we go, up the mountain. Oh, no, please. Please, snow. Please let me up. Please, I want to go up and away. Yeah, see, I put these out here a while ago, and it has not been warm enough for these spruce logs to give us any conifer pitch this entire time. Which it might get hot enough once we get to spring, but I really don't know. It really didn't stay all that warm. I mean, when the average temperature is negative 17 degrees Celsius, like, The odds aren't in our favor that we're going to be getting conifer pitch up here. The great thing about oak trees is they grow pretty big. So the bigger the trees are, the better HT's tree chop is because the less chops you have to do per log that you get. Go. Put more saplings down so we can have more beautiful oak trees. Hey, eggs, how's it going? Ba-ba. You know, I think they did. Because somebody else brought that up earlier today. And I think they may have done something. I don't think it was... I don't think that's why they changed the tree chopping mod. I've always used HT's tree chop for TerrafirmaGreg because I prefer this form of tree chopping in this mod pack. Previously, they did use Panda's falling trees, and I think that may have had something like that in there. But I think there is a limitation on it because I remember I was doing a thing where I needed a bunch of stripped logs, and so I had a whole bunch of logs. Like I had a whole stack of logs laid out, and then I stripped them, and then I cut them. I cut them, and when you do that, you know, it chops them all together. But I was running into issues where I was not getting back nearly as many logs as I had laid down. So I think it might be something like that. I think they may have put some kind of limitation on, but like it still broke the blocks, which was very annoying. I can always go and test that out in creative, but I'm pretty sure there are things put in to prevent that. And go. Okay, I can chop this one down though. See, look, this one got all of its leaves chopped off when the other one got taken out. That is one thing though. You do get a little bit of a you do get to cut down trees a little bit faster if you plant them close together because they'll tend to take all the leaves off of them when you chop one of them. So then you get the other trees around it for a little bit quicker. So that's fun. But I've never personally liked doing the cheese where you connect all the trees together and then chop them down all at once. I mean, it's one of those things, like, I have other things added to this mod pack that intentionally make it, certain parts of it more difficult. Uh, because I think it's a little bit more fun that way, so it's just not something that I personally do. So it's not something I ever really test. Yay. I think we take this tree and then we go back inside. Why is it getting so bright? What's going on? Why is it why did it get so bright all of a sudden? I think it's an omen. A fell omen. We must go back inside. We cannot stay out here for too long. But I do want to collect these saplings. I will actually keep these oak saplings so I can plant even more oaks later. I'm gonna store some of these sticks because we don't want to get rid of all of our sticks. Most of our sticks is fine, but not all of them. One of those things where, like, sticks are, like, basically useless until you need them, in which case you can't find any of them. Alright, I'm pretty sure a lot of the stuff we have is about to go bad. A lot of the meat. Well, this will last for another 5 days. I do have some backup food, but we'll probably have to go out hunting here in a bit. Hopefully we don't run into any monsters. Yeah, I got the yak in here, the muskox. I can shear. Yippee! Good job. Keep up the good work. Alright, but the reason why we needed all this is... because we gotta go downstairs again. I did put a door here so that you can't just wander into the giant pit room at your leisure. I felt like a little bit of safety was called for in that situation. I got my ladders on me, right? Yeah, I do. I'll get rid of the cane. Cane kind of causes problems when I'm mining because I don't want to walk up single blocks sometimes. Now, here's the issue. There might be guys down here. Because we just dug into this cave area. And there might be guys. Luckily, I'm not seeing many guys, though. I'm not really seeing any guys. I want to risk it. Because they will attempt to murder me. So I guess I can... Well... Okay. Let's dig down at least enough to where I can get down there. Which actually, I could do that from here. I can jump up 2 blocks. Anyone in here? Whoa. I don't think... Okay. Nothing can get up here from down there. We're actually relatively safe in this cave. I didn't realize there just wasn't really anywhere anything can get in from. We do have plenty of lapis if we ever need lapis. And calcite, I guess, if we ever need that. I like how even down here, it's still so cold that icicles form. It is -5 down here. Oh my god. Big lava. Big lava. That's actually super useful. Big lava. Big lava. That's really useful. Okay, the reason why this is so useful is because they changed the pack. In previous iterations of this pack, they had it set to where if you had a lava source that was only 1 block of lava... The little spider's doing dances for us. 1 block of lava used to count for an infinite source for create. They did that. They changed that specifically. I don't know what the rationale behind it was, but that's just how the pack was. They changed it in this pack, though. In order to have an infinite source of lava, you need 2,000 source blocks. I don't know if we had 2,000 source blocks there, but I will take as much lava as we can get. Alright, so I gotta remember that this is down here. This is a really cool cave, too. Like, let's be real. This is very thematic and on brand for our mountain cave. I don't want to get too close to the edge. If a skeleton throws a spear at me and I fall, I'm gonna be very sad. Okay, let's get the wooden place so I can keep digging down, because this is supposed to be a shaft that digs straight down into... we're trying to get to bedrock. Okay, let's collect this bud. A little bit of chipped lapis. Or lazurite. Okay, there we go. Okay, we do have some more. Okay, now the other thing I need to do while I'm here... I could break this with the mine. You know, I probably shouldn't have done that because of this part, but that's okay. Probably should just keep breaking from the top. Now, there is a couple things that we're going to want to do here. So, that's a lot of junk in my inventory all of a sudden. So I do need a few more blocks of raw rock, so I am going to be using my normal pickaxe and taking the center block. Because I need 3 more so I can make a mill. Links. Oh. Okay. Yeah, see? Already don't. We're already running out of inventory space. I'm gonna get my rocks and then I'm gonna come back. Okay, so that's 1. Or that's 2. Hi there, spider. Hi. Okay. Well, back up we go, I guess. I am not equipped to deal with that just yet. No. Really? Okay. Well, I don't particularly care. That stuff is fairly plentiful. Okay. I need to get my other rock, though. I need 1 more rock. That's okay. I don't even have the stuff to hook it up yet, so it's not like it really matters. You can see the temperature meter, I guess a thermometer, a thermometer, a thermometer. You can see that one that replaces my experience bar. You can see it change as I go up and down that ladder. It's really cool. Okay, I didn't realize I had some of these stupid rocks on me. Stupid rocks. Okay, let's get this oak put up here. No, I wanted this. Okay. Okay, actually, let's do... I want to try to keep it away from anything that could catch on fire, potentially. Okay, I'm going to put these 2 logs in here. Hopefully it's not going to cause any problems. But I also do have to... I'm going to go open the window in here because it's pretty hot. I'm going to light this. Okay, I'm going to go AFK for a second. If this catches anything on fire, you guys make sure to scream really loud so I can hear you, okay? I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Did anything catch on fire? No? Okay, we're good. I did apparently have an internet spike while I was gone, so I guess it's a good thing I was AFK for that brief period of time. Give me more heat. I guess 14 is pretty good though. Can I give me more? Give me that log. I'm taking that log with me. I'm not. I'm putting it back on the pile. Uh, okay. Yeah, we probably shouldn't. Okay, good. I was gonna say we probably shouldn't leave the fire unattended, but it knew when it knew when to turn off. What's the other thing I needed? My spindle. It was right there. All right, more of this wool. I need my arrows. Probably need more arrows. Where did I put my bow? In here. I'm gonna go shoot people. Not like actual people though, but like fake people in a video game. I need to make some more arrows though. Where did I put my feathers? They're probably outside. Yep, there's some feathers. Yeah, and we just need some flint for the arrowheads. They added some new stuff for making arrows in this, and I find it pretty fun. I kind of wish like Minecraft, base Minecraft was more like this, because you have to take these arrowheads. I guess this would be very complicated for base Minecraft though. The napping mechanics. But then you can take the feathers and you use a knife on them, and you get fletching. And then from there, arrowhead. I need my stick. Stick. Popping. Stick, stick, and fletching, and 4 arrows for each of those. So you get 16 arrows out of that, out of a single feather. It's very nice. And eventually, I want to get a crossbow. Personally, I really like crossbows in Minecraft. It just like really sucks that the Minecraft crossbows they kind of suck compared to bows, just because they don't have nearly as good enchantments that you can get on the Minecraft crossbows. And I find that sad. Because like it's kind of annoying that something that I prefer the I prefer the uh oh, am I still on BRB? Oops, sorry. Thanks for telling me that. Oh, yeah, and it doesn't even I forgot that the BRB screen doesn't even have the chat. Thank you for reminding me though. Um oh, right, crossbows. It's really annoying that crossbows in base Minecraft really aren't that good. Um just because of the enchantment thing. Like, you can get much better enchantments for the bow, even though I prefer the crossbow. I like the mechanic of like having it reload instead of having to draw it back. Even though I know the crossbows or the bows, I'm pretty sure are faster, even if you like taking time to fully charge it. You can fire bows pretty fast once you get used to it. I still prefer the crossbows. But I might make a crossbow in this because as opposed to base Minecraft, where crossbows aren't as good because of enchantments, in this there aren't any enchantments, so it really doesn't matter. Only useful for a multi-shot and having one knocked already? Yeah. I wish they had better enchantments. I also, personally, I think crossbows should probably do a little bit more damage to make up for the fact that they're a lot slower. Okay. Well, we're really in it now, aren't we? Yeah. It would be nice. Nice. How am I gonna do this? How do I how do I dig down here? No, my lazurite. No! What are we gonna do now? God, I don't... Oh my god, did that actually break that? I'm pretty sure that wasn't broken like that before I dropped a stalactite on it. Hi, zombie. You want to get a stalactite dropped on you too? Here, go, move over a little bit. No, no, over there. No, no, move over. Okay, hold on. Hey, move over. Over there. Over there. All right, he doesn't want to be fun. Yeah, look at me. I'm walking through the stalagmite. I remember I went on a tour to a cave once when I was a kid, and it really did help me remember or help me figure out the difference between stalagmites and stalactites. The tour guide said that the way you remember is that stalactites hang tight to the ceiling. And if you want to remember stalagmites, you might trip over because they're on the ground. Speaking of being on the ground, though. Oh, wait, that was the one that dropped. The chipped one was over there. I don't know where that one came from. Oh, that's a fun sound. How, oh, how am I going to place things? How do I get down here? Without immense bodily harm? That is the question. Oh, wait, I brought the bow. I can shoot the zombies. I'm still going to break my legs when I jump down there, though. How much do I have? If I jump down there, there could be skeletons. You never know what's down there. It could be skeletons. But it could not be skeletons. So... God, wouldn't it be nice? um, that is a good option. The only issue, I think, is that I don't know if we have enough. Because I don't know if we have enough gravel, because if I start dropping gravel... Hi! If I start dropping gravel, it's going to start filling in that area down there. I don't know how much gravel it would take to fill in this area. Because of the gravity mechanics. Although, I'm starting to get a better view of what's going on. Yeah, in TerrafirmaCraft, it spreads, it like piles up. Like it would in real life, to be honest. Okay, let's munch on some cooked wolf and contemplate our surroundings. And maybe take a little slurp out of our flask. Delicious. Okay. I'm just gonna slowly destroy more of the floor until I run out of options. I think that's a good thing to do. Fun. Okay, here's the thing. If there's not a skeleton down there, I can Hail Mary go down and start doing some stuff. I'm not seeing any guys. What happened to all those zombies? Where? I hear you. I hear you in the walls. Come out. Come out or I'll keep breaking your icicles. I hear you. Come out. Fight me. There you are. Oh, I missed. Could go backwards. Should be able to mine the edges of the cave. Yeah, I'm thinking about that, but I kind of don't want to do that because I'd like to keep the I'd like to keep the pit intact, which is a personal preference and probably what we're gonna have to do. Anyways, die. The issue is if I run into a skeleton, I'm just screwed because I literally can't do anything to skeletons. They're immune to bows. Yeah, you're right. I can. I'm out. I don't know how far we would have to dig in to do that either, though. And I'd have to start setting up supports because otherwise I'll cause a cave in. I have enough. Oh my god. The issue is if anyone gets close to me, I die. I have like 2 health, and I'll lose a lot of it dropping down. God. What temperature is it down here? It's -4. Oh, I guess the middle of the bar is 0, isn't it? That makes a lot of sense. Hey, come out so I can fight you. I'm out of the... Okay, I bet it's stuck on the stalagmites. Mites. Okay. Okay, I'm not seeing any skeletons. I can drop down. Okay. Okay, we're in. We're in. Who's there? Okay. Oh, there you are. Okay. We're in. Let's go. What is that? 1, 2. God, I don't think I have enough materials to do all of this, which is why I should probably focus on... okay, hold on. Stop. Okay, we'll build a bit of an exclusion zone. And then... Skeleton! Skeleton! Okay. How do I always find myself at the bottom of a pit, surrounded by skeletons? Alright, I am safe, but at what cost? Yeah, true. This is probably, this is definitely something that comes with this dwarven lifestyle living underground. Oh, delicious. Rotten flesh. Let's just toss that in the trash. I did get some gunpowder out of this, though, so that's fun, right? We could have a proper 4th of July celebration now. Ah, that's not true. I don't have any paper. Okay. Just don't look at them. I probably could have, like, put one in my offhand, right? But it doesn't matter. Okay. Alright. I gotta build up, though. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to me? Okay. I guess maybe some torches. And we need to go collect more wood. I'm out. I should have brought more. Well, because I keep ending up with all these stupid soda lights. Soda! Okay, we're at 3 hours. Hi, everyone. If you guys are new here, if anybody new is watching, we typically go for 4 hours. So we have 1 hour left in stream. Who knows what's gonna happen in that 1 hour? Maybe I end up in another pit with skeletons. But if there's anybody watching who has been enjoying stream and is not yet following, you know, you can always give that follow button a click. It really helps out the channel and it lets you know when I go live. Alright, we're gonna go collect our oak and we're gonna keep digging. my eternal dig life is here. I'm surprised we didn't, like, get hit by anything when we jumped into that pit. Normally jumping into pits doesn't, like, actually go well for me. Which, like, will cause you to question why I do it so often. That's nice. We need to name this thing eventually. Once I get paper production, we can make name tags. Wouldn't it be nice? Whee! Ow, I hit the ceiling. Okay, I do need another raw block. Wood is what I came up here for. You think 32 will be enough? I kind of don't think 32 will be enough. I'm gonna make the 32 planks, the blocks, and then I'm gonna take the rest of this with us. Which means I don't have any more to light the fire if we need to warm up, but honestly, I can just go into this hole over here, this convenient pit down into the depths, and warm up. See, this is gonna be great. Because imagine later on. Looks like we're coming back online. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, there we go. Okay, hold on. Let me refresh my stream manager. Luckily, okay, it's done that twice today, and luckily both times it's done it, it's only been for like a few seconds each time. It is annoying that it keeps happening, though. I'm gonna have to let my ISP know that whatever they did didn't actually fix my issues. When I had the tech for my ISP out recently, and I think it was like yesterday. Yeah, I had a tech from the ISP come out, and they replaced some of the wiring that led to my house, and they said they're going to be keeping up and like monitoring everything and seeing how it goes to make sure everything's okay. But the tech I talked to said that there might be like an issue with like one of the lines that comes into the neighborhood. So it's probably not like just my internet that's having issues. Honestly, it's probably a lot of the people in the neighborhood have issues. It's an issue that I don't think most people would notice unless they're doing something like streaming, because most people don't need a constant connection to a server. Your average person really only uses their computers or uses the internet to watch videos, and you don't need a perfect connection to do that. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is an issue like my neighbors are having as well, and they just didn't notice it because of that. So that's why it hasn't gotten fixed until now. Okay, so that's all 6 of my blocks. So I don't need to use my pickaxe anymore. Now, there is something though. Well, I guess I can see that there's blocks under there, so I can just pop. How many ladders do I have? 21 ladders? Okay. I am, however, going to use my pickaxe to dig out the first block on each layer. That way I don't fall into any pits. Without my consent. I'll jump in a pit anytime, any day, but I don't want to fall in them without knowing. Some more. How's it going down here? Get rid of all these rocks. They are very nice rocks, but I don't want them. Okay, where are we? Oh, it is warm down here. We are down. It is 5 degrees Celsius. I think the thing is, I think we're very close to bedrock. Because if it's 5 degrees right here, and it goes up very fast as now that we've gotten down to this layer, so I think we're very close to bedrock. Make sure we get everything. Yeah, see, like, every time I go down a block, it, like, goes up a degree. Yeah, you can see it on the experience bar when I jump. It, like... It moves. Yeah, it's like... It's 8C here. It's still 8C, but... It's pretty close to going up a single degree each time. What's it here? 9C. Oh my goodness, we're getting... It's actually getting too hot to wear the parka down here. Like, if we stay down here too long, we might start taking damage from overheating. Which is a new and exciting feeling. I feel like I can smell the lava down here. Oh, I think we're definitely getting close to bedrock. I know they kind of stopped doing those bedrock particles, but I think there's still a few. Can I get up that high? Did I bring enough ladders? Have I... Okay, I have enough ladders. I can go down one more layer. As a snack. I can hear lava. It's hot down here. Like, arguably too hot. But the thing is, like, what if I take off my parka? Here, we'll just toss these on the ground for a second. Okay, see, now it's not nearly as unbearable. Huh. Well, okay. Let's go back up. Man, that sucks. Okay, come on, internet, come back. Okay. I think we're back. Typically when my typically when my bit rate spikes, that means we're back. Man, this internet thing sucks. That really sucks, because that was... I noticed it, like, right after that part. You could kind of see it in the fun slideshow that was happening in my stream preview. Um, but, like, I dug straight into lava. And luckily, I had a quick enough reaction time that I jumped onto the ladder before it could, you know, melt me. Ah, but it's still annoying. It's annoying that that did that. Knowing that the internet has been like this, it's very frustrating. I need to Need to really get on my ISP about this stuff. Which, like I said, we're working on it. Maybe one of these days we'll have decent infrastructure and have the internet fixed. All right, I gotta go block up that hole because there's lava at the bottom of the pit now, which is not very conducive to my continued existence. But it does also mean there's a convenient source of lava there. The good thing is we've dug down enough to where it is hi there. We dug down deep enough to where it's warm. So I might be able to start working on digging out an area to do things like growing spruce trees and having other various like plants and stuff grown down there, because we can also... Okay, this is very dangerous. If I fall into that lava, I will die and I will lose all my stuff. Which is why it's kind of like questionable why I'm even lighting these torches as we go down. The pit is filled with lava. I don't think anything's spawning in it. Yeah, it's not like anything spawns in the pit here anyways. Internet issue. Sure. Okay, I should be able to block up the hole with this piece of slate. Hopefully. God, I hope I can reach in there. Okay, you're now safe from the lava. But I do have a convenient wall that I can press my face up to if I ever want warmth. Hello there, warmth. I love you. Alright, the issue is there might be more lava. So what temperature is it right here? 11C. I am going to hang out down here. I'm taking my clothes off and hanging out in the pit. Because I am going to... We gotta look up some things. So... We're at 10C. And at 10C, what crops can we grow? That's not as seen above. Okay, crops. Is there a thing at the end? I don't get why there's not a table at the end of this like there is with the wild crops. So we can grow barley. We can grow oats. I don't think we can grow oats. I don't think the hydration is high enough here. I'm not 100% sure, though. I actually haven't tried coming down here. I don't know how hydration applies to underground, so I'm going to have to test that out. I know hydration doesn't really matter for trees, though, so at least there's that. So oats, we can grow rye. We can grow... We can't grow maize, actually. We could grow wheat. Can't grow rice. We can grow beets if we want to. Cabbage, carrots, garlic, green beans, potatoes, pumpkin, melon. Can't grow bell peppers. We can grow onions, soybeans. That's good. Being able to grow soybeans? Okay. We do want to be over... we would like to be over 8C so that we can grow soybeans. I guess we could always put a... I guess technically you can put a... You could technically put a greenhouse underground. I don't know if it matters or not. Maybe greenhouses do have to be exposed to the sky. But I don't know if it matters or not. We can grow squash. Sugarcane requires a temperature of 12C. However, we could always just grow maple trees down here and collect maple syrup and use that as sugar. We can grow tomatoes, which means we can make pizza. The hydration's only 40. The hydration... I don't think the hydration's high enough to grow. We can grow jute. Can't grow papyrus. We actually can't grow papyrus. Even if we were to go all the way down to bedrock, it doesn't get hot enough to grow papyrus. Oh, and that's it. Okay, so we can grow most things at this level. Okay. Now the thing is, I actually do want to go back in that direction because I would like to. I would like to. I would like to go in that direction because if I do claim chunks, I would like to keep it like within the boundaries of the base that we already have. So here's the thing. I guess I only have Maple with me. Watch me whip. 11C. The thing is, I'd like to go up a little bit more. Let's go collect. Let's go get our oak wood, and let's put my parka back on. Gotta put my parka back on to go upstairs because it's very cold up there. See, like, if we just continue with our strange underground life, eventually we can just completely ignore all of the temperature mechanics. No, we only have another half hour left in stream. We typically go for 4 hours. I don't know if my timer is saying something. It might be saying something weird because of the internet issues, but I don't know. But welcome to the stream, Nomsy. How are you doing? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. No, I go for 4 hours whenever I stream. So, you may have been you you may have joined some of my other ones where I had to end early because of internet issues though. That has been a problem. We try to go for 4 hours, but sometimes the internet's just not cooperating with me. You're doing blood magic on New Horizons. Cool. The server that I play with my friend on, um I haven't gotten into blood magic yet. What tier? What do you need to start blood magic? I haven't looked into it at all. I've been doing stuff with Thaumcraft and um. I guess that's mostly all I've been doing recently. Oh, I've been doing bees. I've been doing lots of bee stuff. But what does it take to get into blood magic? Because I didn't look at what tier you unlock it. I need logs. I need to go outside and get logs. Hello, cold. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Back again. How am I gonna get... How would I get animals downstairs? Ah, that's a... That's a problem for later. No, I need my cane. Cane so I can walk through the snow. Probably actually a really good idea having a cane while you're walking through the snow in a place like this. Because you could like stick the cane, and if there's any like powdered snow or anything that you would sink into, you'd probably be able to notice with a cane, right? Unfortunately, that's not really how it works in this, but I do have the leather armor on to stop that, stop from sinking in. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. The issue, unfortunately, I haven't been able to play with my friend very often. We've both been pretty busy. I only really get the opportunity on like the weekends, and I might try to play a little bit tonight on with New Horizons, but man, with the way the internet's been, that's also the thing is like my internet's been acting so weird recently, and and so it hasn't been very fun playing on servers. Start blood magic in HV. Cool. That's kind of what I thought because you can start. Well, you can sort of start Thaumcraft in MV. So, but like even Thaumcraft, you kind of can't really do much with it in MV. There's until you get the higher capacity wand. No, you need aluminum to make the wand. Technically, I guess you can start in LV, but um you'd have to still go to Twilight Forest and kill guys in Twilight Forest. But I would argue that um that's basically LV or HV no, MV at that point. I didn't know you could trade for it with villagers, though. That means you could probably start it a lot faster, then. Is there any way to get stainless steel, faster like that? Because if I could get a little bit of stainless steel, I could start doing more Thaumcraft stuff. Really? Loot games. Okay. Well, aside from loot games. Wait, actually explain that a bit more. Are you talking about like those loot bags? Because if it's the loot bags, I did see that you can do some skips using some of the loot bags. What is loot games? Okay. I haven't been doing a lot of the world exploration because my internet's been so bad that it's really risky for me to go do those games or to go out exploring. So I might have to go and try to find that stuff sometime. I remember my friend talking about playing loot games though. Yeah, I remember my friend talking about them. So I'm now that you mentioned them, I'm aware of their existence, but I'm not sure. Ooh, you can get stainless steel in Twilight Forest. How do you do that? Let's see. Log. Random chests in wells. I'll have to look into that. We haven't gotten super far into Twilight Forest, although I think now's a good time to I think now's a good time for us to start trying to do more with Twilight Forest because we've gotten a lot of other stuff that'll make that stuff easier. So I might have to do some of the progression. We only we only um we only got through the Naga and then we didn't bother with doing a whole lot else after that. Because we didn't have a whole lot of travel options, but now we have the better travel. I guess we always had the slime sling and the glider, but we didn't bring it with us when we first went in. Well, I guess I did, but mine was almost broken. I like the magic ones. I don't like Twilight Forest. I'll be real with you. I don't like Twilight Forest in most mod packs because it's kind of just annoying doing a lot of things. Oh wait, we did kill the Lich. We did kill the Lich. I remember that part. We killed the Lich. Um, Twilight Forest is not one of my favorite mods. I'm not a huge fan of it. There is one mod pack that I played that I did think they did Twilight Forest pretty well. Um oh yeah. Yeah, my friend did that. They just drank it and I don't know what it did except for making them very nauseous. Does it do something aside from the nausea though? Because my friend just got nauseous and drank milk to clear it. What does it do? Because I never drank it because I saw my friend get sick off of it and was like, no, I don't think I don't think I will actually. Really? How long does it last? An hour. But does the nausea? But you say if you sleep, does the nausea goes away? Oh, okay. That's a good tip. I'll have to do that. Okay, I think if we maybe start here. Okay, what temperature is it here? 9 degrees Celsius, which is still higher than 8, which is what we kind of needed because we need above 8C in order to grow soybeans, and I want to grow soybeans, or I want to have the option to grow soybeans. What do I do next? I guess we could go in that direction, maybe, or I could go back around. Yeah. Yeah, it is fun having other people to play with. Personally, yeah. Personally, I'm of two mindsets. I'm not a huge fan of playing multiplayer like with other people when it comes to packs like these because I like doing it all myself. Part of the issue with like playing New Horizons with my friend is that my friend knows more about Greg Tech than I do, and so sometimes we just kind of like skip through things, and I feel like I don't learn how to actually play the pack. So I do like playing TerrafirmaGreg by myself because it gives me the opportunity to um learn more. Okay, let's go here. Gotta make sure these won't collapse because sometimes they do. But yeah, I noticed not a lot of people play. I mean, it's a fairly popular mod pack, but definitely not like super popular. I know they have a Discord. I really need to join the Discord at some point. But hey, if you hang out in my chat long enough, you guys might find people to play with sometime. I feel like a lot of people that are into Terra Firma Greg come to my channel because I've heard that not really anyone else is like playing Terra Firma Greg. Like, I don't think there's a whole lot of people making content for it. Which, to be fair, is slightly part of the reason why I started with TerrafirmaGreg. Oh, let me check the chunk borders. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of depends. New Horizons has other. Okay. All right, that term gets blocked by the auto mod. I'm gonna leave that one blocked. But you're right. New Horizons has a lot of like different stuff with its disabilities. I do read it. Yeah, I just don't want other people, in case there's anybody else who's sensitive to that kind of thing. Let's see that through. Oh, hello. What the heck is going on here? What did I just find? Magmatite. Migmatite. Um. Ah! Fires! Okay. Okay. Please, please stop being on fire. Okay. Uh. There is lava on the other side of that wall, and I didn't think it would, I didn't think that it would, like, catch those platforms on fire, but I guess I was wrong. Alright, let's go back up and grab some, I'll grab some smoothed blocks. Alright, I gotta go grab my smooth slate and everything. No, you're right though, like, New Horizons is, it's, I don't like the difficulty in New Horizons, to be honest. I personally prefer TerraFirmaGreg a lot more. Because I feel like the difficulty is it's difficult in ways that like are kind of fun to get around, whereas like New Horizons has all those crazy mobs that you encounter, and like I don't know, some of those just aren't really fun, especially early on. Like especially in the early game, it's like I would rather not have to deal with all these guys who teleport around and explode me with their mind. I don't necessarily find it fun to just not be able to engage in combat with things at all. I do think that part of the issue with New Horizons is that it is kind of being held back by being a mod pack from 7.10. I know 7.10 is like a darling child and really is like was one of the best eras of modded Minecraft. Definitely, it's a legendary time of for the game. But I think like there have been a lot of really good improvements to a lot of things Um, you just hate the magic? That's fair. I can see. I personally like magic mods, but I can see why people don't want them in things like New Horizon. Especially because New Horizon, like, forces you to use the magic mods. You eventually have to use them. Luckily, though, my friend is not a huge fan of magic mods either, whereas I am. So, luckily, my friend and I can just, like, I just do the magic stuff, and my friend does the tech stuff. I'm glad that TerrafirmaGreg has less magic stuff, though they've been adding more with adding in the beneath. I'm not too sure how I feel about it. We're gonna have to find out soonish because I am going to have to go to the beneath to collect some stuff because they kind of added it in as a thing that you can use if you're in a cold biome to get certain things that are only found in warm biomes. So it'll be fun trying that out and seeing how that progression goes. Okay, what is going on here? Sulfur. There's just not a whole lot in here, is there? Okay. Well, that's cool. Sulfur. Sulfur. A little bit of soda. Soda! Okay. Do I have my chunk borders turned on, right? Okay, now I do. Okay, so we're gonna dig into this a little bit. Okay, so this is probably where we're gonna kind of start our stuff. Let's see. There. Okay. Digging. Digging. It is very okay. I sort of. You're kind of right. So here's the issue though. Um, let me show you in a second. Part of the reason why I think you're right that it does make it very easy that it shows like the supported and not supported prompt. It definitely does remove a certain degree of difficulty from the experience here. Uh, I am out of supports though, so I'm gonna go back upstairs, and I'll show you why I personally have grown to decide that it's perfectly fine. um, because let me show you a little thing that happens with some of these things. Because the cave-in mechanics are, the cave-in mechanics in this game are very annoying, and they're annoying in ways that I feel like aren't very fun. So I think personally, I really like the prompts for the cave-ins. And there was a person in here who was talking earlier about how the cave-in mechanics probably do need a bit of a rework. I think the cave-ins themselves are fine, like the actual process of a cave-in. The issue is, you can cause cave-ins even when you're being careful. I had issues with this earlier, but you can go into, like, this room I have back here and see an example of what I'm talking about. Because these blocks right here, this block here, these two blocks here are supported but still have a possibility of causing a collapse, which is really annoying. And even a lot of the roof here is, right? Like there's various parts of this roof, like this roof especially, has a lot of pieces that even when you support them may trigger a collapse. So that's the real reason why I'm perfectly fine with this as a prompt, because I already know the general rules with the supports, right? They support an amount like 4 blocks away from the middle, right? Because it's a 9 by 5 by 9 area centered on the horizontal beams. So I already know that. That's not that hard to like figure out and to kind of learn and work. All right, that looks like I'm back. Yeah. I can tell I'm back when my bitrate spikes to like 3 times the normal amount. Hi everyone, welcome back to me. Sorry for the issues. Let me refresh my stream manager real quick so I can keep a better track of what's going on. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. As I mentioned, I had an ISP tech come out. It was yesterday. Oh, am I going back down again? Okay, wait. I see. I'm still having some spikes here. Um, I had my ISP tech Oh, wait. Okay. Okay. All right. Looks like I'm back for a little bit. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I was having weird stupid internet having bad issues again. It's really not fun that this keeps happening. Um, but so here's the thing. I know we were talking a little bit before. I'm really sorry that we're gonna have to cut this off because I think I'm just gonna do my outro here. We only have 10 minutes left in stream anyways. So instead of like tempting fate and thinking that we might end up like the internet might cut out again in those 10 minutes, and if it were to cut out when I was trying to do my actual outro again, that'd be very sad for me. So I think I'm just gonna do my outro here. We're gonna say goodbye for today. Sorry so much for the internet issues, guys. I'm really sorry that this keeps happening. I'm gonna have to contact my ISP again and see if we can get the issues resolved. Um, so if there's anybody watching who's new here and hasn't yet started following, and you've enjoyed what the stuff that we've done that wasn't with the internet issues, you can go ahead and hit that follow button. It really does help out the channel, and it will get us closer to our follower goal and let you know when I go live and everything. So it's a good thing to do if you're enjoying the content. So we also have YouTube linked below, which is where I will upload my old VODs. So if you want to get caught up on anything that's happened previously, you can find it there. I also have my Blue Sky linked below, so that's where if I can't make it to stream or if I have to cancel because of internet issues, which comes up pretty often, if that ever happens, you'll hear about it on Blue Sky, so it's a good place to check. And I can see my internet had another little spike while I was talking, so it's a good thing. We're heading out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me. I love you all so much. I'm really appreciative to you guys who stick through, especially through all these internet issues. But I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Everybody have a really good day, evening, night, morning, whatever time it is where you're at. Have a good one, okay? I love you all. Goodbye. Have a good time.